Hi,
Hi,
Astrid. Good
teacher.
evening.
Hi, teacher. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you? How was everything?
For me, it's okay, teacher. I'm fine, thank you.
That's great to know.
Thank you.
Okay, give me a
Hi,
second,
teacher. Good
please.
evening.
No. Give me a second. What happened? Oh, because we're with the live streaming on YouTube, and it sounds like a repetition.
Okay.
So, okay. Give me a second, please. All right. Who was your day yesterday?
My day was happy, or maybe free, because
Oh,
I didn't work today, so I was at home all day.
oh, that's great. It was a quiet day, right?
Yes.
That's great. Okay, so all right, so we stop in reported imperatives, right? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Yes, in the reported. No,
Reported bird.
oh yes, okay, thank you. So all right, I'm going to share my screen with you. Once you can say, please let me know. Can you see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So today's lesson is about subject adjective clauses. So we know what is a clause, right? It is a sentence, right? It is a sentence. And if we have the subject plus a verb, it is a clause, okay? So it is basically a sentence, a normal sentence that contains the subject, he, she, it, I play, and the verb. But today's lesson is about subject adjective clauses, okay? As you can see, we have who, so it is a relative clause. So let's listen the audio first.
Hi, it's Emily again. You know me. I'm the one who teaches you grammar. Today, we're going to talk about adjective clauses. They're the clauses that begin with relative pronouns like who and that. We're going to study the ones that identify the subject of the sentence. Let's begin.
Okay, so let's continue. I'm the one who teaches your grammar. So we have the first point, and we're gonna, first of all, we need to know the name of each clause, right? We're gonna start with the relative clause.
Adjective clauses, also called relative clauses, identify nouns or indefinite pronouns such as one, someone, and something.
You're the one who got me into this, Dean.
Who got me into this is an adjective clause. It identifies Dean. In other words, Dean got Jackie into the situation.
Okay, so let's start with the first grammar point. The adjective clause, it's the same than a relative clause with different name. We're gonna use the relative clause or the adjective clause when we're going to identify nouns, right? Or indefinite pronouns. What is an indefinite pronoun? Is that name, that noun, that pronoun that I don't know, okay? For example, when I say that one, I don't know that one. Who is that one? When I say someone or something, I don't know. So that's the reason why it is called indefinite, an indefinite pronoun, because I don't know. So let's take a view. You are the one. Okay, so until this part, we're going to identify the first clause. You are the one. Okay, so we have another clause. First clause, second clause. Then at the middle, we're gonna find who. Okay, this who is the adjective clause. The adjective clause is going to help me to identify my pronoun. It could be the noun or indefinite pronoun. In this case, who is making reference to one. Don't forget it. This is an indefinite pronoun. You are the one who got me into this. Okay. So it makes reference to them. So this is a connector, right? That is gonna help us to link the first sentence, the first clause with the second clause. Okay. This is called the relative clause, right? This word who is gonna help me to identify about who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about. Entonces, acá tenemos el relative clause, ¿ok? ¿Qué es esto? Lo que está justamente al centro. Me va a ayudar a identificar de quién estoy hablando. Entonces, sin esto yo no podría saber de quién estoy hablando. You are the one got me, one who. I need something in order to know about what I'm talking, in order to know what I'm talking about, okay? Entonces este who me va a ayudar, este relative clause, su función es esa, nos ayuda a identificar el nombre, puede ser nombre personal, pronombre personal, puede ser algún pronombre indefinido. Cuando decimos indefinido es que desconozco el nombre, ¿ok? Desconozco de quién, right? En algunos casos, en otros casos, como en este ejemplo, sí sabemos, pero este relative clause trabaja sobre el indefinite pronoun. Entonces, te puedes dar cuenta que tenemos dos oraciones, ¿ok? La primera con la segunda. En la primera, estoy incluyendo mi noun or indefinite pronoun. In the second one, I'm giving more information about that person. Es decir, aparte de hacer referencia sobre nuestro nombre o pronombre indefinido, estoy dando más información. Who got me into this? Okay. So that will be everything about point number one. I don't know if you have any question.
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue with point number two.
Adjective clauses begin with a relative pronoun. We can use the relative pronoun who or that when the subject of the adjective clause is a person.
I was the guy who sent the phony recording to Newsline. I was the guy that sent the phony recording to Newsline.
We use the relative pronoun that or which when the subject is a place or thing.
That was the break that was going to make me a star.
Or
That was the break which was going to make me a star.
don't you work in the Gower building?
No, I work in the building that's across from the Gower building.
Or
I work in the building which is across from the Gower building.
that is more common than which in informal conversation.
Okay. Okay, let's start with the adjective clause. Okay, esta oración completa, este segundo clause, se llama adjective clause. Okay. Dentro de esta oración, inside of this sentence, this adjective clause, we're gonna find the relative pronoun. And let's start with the first relative pronoun. It is who. We're gonna use who to talk about a person, right? So as you can see, who is working on the guy, right? Then the rest of the sentence, the adjective clause, send the phone recording to Newsline. It's not more like more information about this guy, right? So this adjective clause contains more information about this guy. So again, the adjective clause is the second sentence, right? So I have the first clause, right? Subject, verb, and then I have to be directly the verb, right? So I have the first clause and I have the second clause. The second clause is called adjective clause. In this adjective clause, we're going to find more information, right? And then in our adjective clause, we're going to start with a relative pronoun. The first one is who. We're going to use who to talk about when the subject of the adjective clause is a person. Okay, so as the guy is a person, so then I'm going to use who. Or I have the informal way and the relative pronoun, and it is that. When I use that, the relative pronoun that is working on the guy, and then the only difference, right, is that it's more informal than who. Okay, you can use both. There is no problem, but who is more formal and that is less formal. So let's continue with the second relative pronoun. Okay. All right. The second relative pronoun is which. As you can see, I have my adjective clause. All right. So I'm going to start my adjective clause with a relative pronoun. The relative pronoun is working on the break. We're going to use which to talk about a place or a thing. When the subject of my adjective clause is a place or a thing, that was the break, which was going to make me a start. We're talking about association, right? That was the break. So again, you have two options. That it's more informal, you have to use that the relative pronoun, or which. Again, that is less informal than which is it's a formal way to express your sentence. Okay. How about the second one? I work in where. In this case, we're talking about a place. I work where. Where do you work, name, right? In the building. So this is a place, the building. So I have the relative pronoun that is working on the building, and then I have more information about I have more information about the building, and the information I'm going to find in the adjective clause. Okay. So, or maybe, how about this other example? I'm using which. Here I have my adjective clause. Okay. I'm starting with a relative clause. The relative clause is going to help me identify the noun. Which. I work in the building. I work. Which is across from the lower building. So there is missing something. And this something, it is the place in the building. Okay. So I'm going to use relative clauses, this relative clause, in order to know what is my noun or my indefinite pronoun. My noun is the building, or this is the subject. Then in the adjective clause, I'm going to find more information about what? About the building. So do you have any question about point number 2?
Teacher, if I write essays or document, I have to use which, right?
Yes.
In order to that.
Yes. In some cases, when we're gonna write letters, documents, right, are formal documents, right? Are formal situations. Maybe you're going to talk to your boss, right, to your colleague, right? So you have to be formal. So you're going to use who or which. Who if you're going to talk about the person, or which if you talk about the place or thing. Okay? Do you get it? Is it clear, Astrid? I can't listen to you.
Sorry, teacher, I didn't hear.
Oh, okay. Is there any question?
No more, that's all.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. So let's continue with the second page, with the third page, fourth page.
The relative pronoun combines two sentences into one sentence. Talia's the reporter. She's covering the story. Talia's the reporter who's covering the story.
This is the story. It's airing tonight.
Okay, as I told you.
This is the story that's airing tonight.
Okay, as I told you at the beginning, right? The relative pronoun is like a connector, right? So it is going to connect two sentences into one sentence. Sally is the reporter. Okay, so I'm going to say, what relative pronoun do I have to use? Okay, so if my subject is the reporter, so I'm going to use who. Who? Okay, in my adjective clause, I'm going to find more information. Tell the reporter who is covering the story. In the adjective clause, we're going to find more information about the subject. In this case, it's the reporter. Okay, so in this case, I'm talking about a situation, or okay, about a thing. So I have to use which or that. This is the story, which, or maybe that. The relative pronoun is working on the story, right? Oh, correct. So the story is the subject of the sentence, okay? So we're using a relative pronoun that, and in our adjective clause, we're finding more information about what? About the story. This is a story which is airing tonight, or that is airing tonight. So it depends, the relative pronoun that you're going to use, it depends on the subject. This is the Talia is a reporter, this is the story, right? And your adjective clause, you have to write more information about the subject. I mean, everything is about the subject, okay? Do you get it?
Teacher, I didn't hear some parts because I didn't have or I don't have a good connection.
Oh, okay.
But I am, in general, I think that I understood. I'm
Okay, I'm going to
reading
try
the
to.
samples and the
Oh my goodness.
using
Okay,
some.
no sé si tu internet o mi internet está mal, porque te escucho un poquito como que con retraso, como si estuviera hablando, pero no sé si se escucha.
Creo
O-
que al mismo tiempo, y yo estaba hablando, creo que no me estaba escuchando. Por eso.
sí, qué lástima, mi amor. A ver, voy a tratar de mover mi micrófono, dame un segundito. Ya, acabo de mover mi micrófono, no sé si está un poquito mejor.
Sí, sí, yo creo que sí.
Okay. All right. So as I was telling you, the relative pronoun are those words like who, which, right? We can also work with when, where, right? But we're going to look for the lesson forward, right? It's not part of it. So first of all, we're going to learn how to use who and which, right? As you can see, well, the other use of the relative pronoun is it is a connector. It is going to help us to connect the first clause with the second one, the first statement with the second statement. Tell us the reporter who is covering the story. This is the story that's airing tonight. This is the adjective clause where we're going to find more information about the subject, okay? And the question, how do I know what relative pronoun do I have to use? It depends on the subject, okay? So I'm talking about Talia, so this is the reporter, so it's a person, so I have to use who. The story, it is a thing, it is a, yes, it is a thing. So I have the option to use which or that. So it depends on the subject, okay, that you are going to decide to use, what relative pronoun you're going to use. But this is a connector that is going to connect two clauses, two sentences into one. So now is it clear maybe? Any question about point number 3?
Yes, teacher, it's clear. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's continue with point number 4.
Relative pronouns don't change forms. They're the same for singular and plural subjects. They're also the same for male and female subjects.
That's the man who works at Newsline.
Those are the women who work at Newsline.
Okay, this is a characteristic from the relative pronoun. If my subject is the man, my subject in this case is the word the women. Okay, are the women. So if I'm going to talk, if my subject is in plural or is in singular, it is about male or female, it doesn't matter for the relative pronoun, okay? It is going to work with both, all right? There is no any change, right? Entonces, si hablamos de singular, plural, en castellano sí hay la diferencia. Ellas son las mujeres quienes trabajan para tal compañía. Él es el hombre quien trabaja para tal compañía. Entonces sí tenemos quién y quiénes. En inglés, hablando de los relative pronouns, no cambia. Si hablo en singular, plural, si hablo en femenino, masculino, no cambia. Es solo who para todo. So it is, if I'm going to talk in whatever form of the subject, I'm not going to modify my relative pronoun. It doesn't exist. It is not similar as in Spanish. So we have to take care in that part. It's not like whose. If I'm going to say whose, it is going to be with the verb. So now it is going to change the meaning, right? But there is no plural. There is no a relative pronoun that is in plural, is in singular. No, it is a relative pronoun and that's all. It doesn't have any change, any form, sorry. So that will be everything about point number 4. Astrid, do you have any question maybe?
No, teacher. And well, the only thing that will be changed will be the verb, right? In the case of the third person.
Yes, I was forgetting that part. The only thing that is going to change is the verb, right?
Okay.
If it's in singular, if it's in plural, yes, we're going, if it's in third person, I mean, right? That's the man works, who works, okay?
Good, teacher, thank you.
All right, thank you. I guess we have that in point number 5. Oh, yes, so let's listen it.
Notice that the verb in the adjective clause is singular if it refers to a singular subject. That's the reporter who works for Newsline. The verb is plural if it refers to a plural subject.
Those are the reporters who work for Newsline.
Okay. Well, that's something that you already told me. You already asked for, and you noticed that part. The only thing that is going to change in our adjective clause, I mean, that clause that is going to give us more information about the subject is the verb. If I'm going to talk in third person, I have to add the rule of the third person. If it's in simple present, that's a reporter who works, right? Or so it is basically gonna follow the same time tense that you're going to talk about. If it's in the past, that's the reporter, that was the reporter who you talked about, maybe, right? But we have to change the order. Actualmente no utilizamos demasiado con otros tiempos verbales. Sí, sí existen, existen todos los tiempos verbales, pero ya depende de cada contexto. Y claro, si voy a hablar en el pasado, tengo que cambiar a pasado. Sigue la misma regla de cada tiempo verbal. Si es simple present and third person, so I have to add the s to my verb. If it's in plural, so then it's unnecessary to change it. So that's the reason why I have those. Those are the reporters who work for Newsline. So it depends on the subject. Como te puedes dar cuenta, todo se basa en el sujeto, ¿ok? Todo se basa en el sujeto del cual voy a hacer referencia y así voy a poder escoger qué tipo de relative pronoun voy a utilizar, en qué tiempo verbal, bueno, en qué tipo de información tal vez se va a dar, pero todo se basa en el subject, ¿ok?
Okay, teacher, thank you.
All right, any question maybe?
No.
All right, that's great. So now we're going to practice a little bit, and I'm going to share my screen with you. But okay, where is it? Okay, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and once you can see it, please let me know.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can you please read the instruction?
Match the first part of the sentence with the second part. Drag and drop the answer into the correct blank.
Okay, so number 1, please.
Jackie is the one who wants to be an actor. Dean and Nick are the players. Who scored the most points? These are the tables. Maybe that have the best views. Yes, that have the best views.
Okay.
This is the restaurant that has a location in Los Angeles. He is the director who is in trouble with the soccer federation. Okay. Nick is the player that makes all those action films.
Okay, so do you want to modify something?
Mm. Yes, the fight for the six.
The
Nick is the
what, sorry?
player who Nick is the player who is in trouble with the soccer federation.
That one with
He's the director that makes all those action films.
like this?
Yes.
Okay, so let's check. Yes, I guess now it's okay. I was thinking on it. Yes, it was the only mistake. I was thinking on it. So that was great, right? As you can see, Astrid, everything is about the subject, right? The one, the players, the tables, the restaurant, the director, the player, right? So in that order, you're going to define what relative pronoun is the best one. So, any question maybe?
Not that sure it's clear, but in the fight, it's normal, because in the sentence we are using that, and we are referring to him, right?
Yes.
But
Well,
it will be okay to use that.
Yes. First of all, if you're going to give ordinal numbers, you have to say the fifth, el quinto, the fifth, okay? So the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, right? Ok, then. Cuando vamos a mencionar numerales, el primero, el segundo, el tercero, right? Números cardinales y ordinales, right? Debemos mencionarlos y tal cual, ok, the fifth, the sixth, right? Utilizamos el artículo the, right? Ya cuando vamos a dar números, ya no pasa nada, el 1, el 2, el 3, ok?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, it is okay, don't forget, en realidad este that es como un comodín a veces, y es muy informal, es decir, podemos utilizarlo en el spoken English, right, en el inglés hablado, ya con nuestros amigos y así. El that es como un comodín que puedes utilizar para cualquier sea tu sujeto, se puede utilizar el that. La única diferencia es la formalidad. Ahora, si yo decido he's the director, who, también estaría bien. Si también utilizo el that para hablar de personas, no hay ningún problema. Entonces el that es como un comodín y lo puedes utilizar con todos los sujetos siempre y cuando sean informales. Ya cuando sean formales tienes que ver la opción de cambiar por otro relative pronoun que sea un poquito más formal. ¿Ok?
Okay, teacher, thank you. Okay.
All right, it's okay. So now, what else? So we finished the lesson, I guess. Oh no, we have one more. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And once you can see it, please let me know.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can you please read the instruction?
Okay. Complete each dialogue, type a relative pronoun, who, that, or which, and the correct form of the verb in parentheses into the blank. Who's that? Nick Grover. He is the soccer player who is in a love. Who is
Yes.
in a lot of trouble now. And do you know Amy and Talia? They are the two women who work for Newsline every day.
Right.
And which news program do you usually watch? Newsline. I think it's the program which has the most objective property. Which train are you taking? I don't know the number, but it's the one which leaves.
Which leaves or leave? I couldn't listen to you.
Which
S or without? Which leaves like this or without S?
lips.
Okay, thank you.
You're the one who is going to be sorry. Those people look familiar. Who are they? I think they are the people who is that the jacket which was on sale last week? Who's Janet Keating? Oh, you know her. She's the actor who is in the movie My Summer in Paris.
Okay, do you want to modify something? Or it's great, or it's okay?
I have doubts about
Okay.
3 and 4, but
Okay. Which news? Okay, we're gonna watch it at the end, right? And you only had one mistake, and it was number 7. Okay, it is which is, right? Because we have because of the answer, right? Is that the jacket which is on sale last week, right? Oh no, it's okay. That was. Oh yeah.
because it's in the informal version. Teacher? No, teacher, I didn't listen. I don't listen to you.
Hello, Astrid.
Yes, teacher. No, I listen to you.
Okay, I had a problem with my microphone. I don't know what happened. Okay, yes, it was we have last week, but it is an informal conversation. Okay, so that's the reason of why we have to use that. And it was your only mistake, right? We have to take care in some situations, talking about the formality. Okay, then it was great. So, do you have any question, Amy?
No, teacher, no, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. That's great to know. So now we're going to continue with the practice, right, of speaking, TOEFL practice set, okay? So now we're going to, first of all, I guess I have some tips with it, but let's give me a second. Okay, it is loading. So we're going to wait for a second. Okay, yes, now it's okay. Okay. So where is it? I guess it's here. Okay. Now we're going to watch a video, right? First of all, and it is about for the next week, right? We're going to focus on the writing. Okay. No, you know what? First of all, yes. Okay. How can we do it? No, we're going to finish with the speaking section today. And then we're going to continue, I guess, from the next week, right? We're going to continue with our reading, right? It's important to know how to read, I need to see how is your speaking, your reading and comprehension, okay? But first of all, let's finish, right, with this part. Okay. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So, you know how it works, right? Okay, so please give me a number, whatever number you want.
8.
8, okay. Okay, so can you please read the instructions?
Okay. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Some people think it's better to read or watch negative news than positive news.
Okay, so the first step, as I told you yesterday, is you have to state your position. As you know, you only have 15 seconds, right? So I'm going to try to do it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start with you're going to pay attention how I'm going to do it, okay?
For the independent speaking question, you have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to answer. Your 15 seconds preparation time begins now.
Okay, I only have 15 seconds, right? Here you have the time observed. So I'm going to state my opinion. If I can, I'm going to say some details.
Okay, your preparation time is up. You will have 45 seconds to speak. Please begin speaking.
All right, I think it is better to read positive news because I am so skeptical about some negative news, so I avoid to do it. I know that it's important to know what is happening in the world, but we need to take care in our mental health. So if we read bad things and negative news, maybe it could have some negative change in us. Okay, it was.
Test N.
Okay, it was an improvisation, right? I guess it would be better if we, well, it's not like, I guess, we need to give examples, right? I didn't have time to think about an example. I was looking at the time. But if you can, you have to give at least of an example, right? So this is going to be your last how can I say, your last question without a time lapser, right? But well, actually you're going to have it, right? But you're going to have 2 minutes like yesterday in order to prepare your speech. As I told you, the first step is think about what is going to be your state. Then try to develop it and think about an example. Because of the time, I would recommend two or one example, right? Because we only have 45 seconds to answer. So, is there any question maybe?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So now, from now you're going to have 10 minutes to prepare your speech, right?
Okay, okay, teacher.
So your time goes now. Go ahead, please. Okay, Astrid, it's time. Do you get it? Or are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So, okay, we're going to control from the, why did I stop sharing my screen? Okay, so I'm going to close this. Okay,
For the independent speaking question, you have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to answer.
okay,
Your 15 seconds preparation time begins now.
okay. Once it's finished, you're going to have 45 seconds to give me the answer. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay.
Oh no, the time up, sir. All right.
Okay, your preparation time is up. You will have 45 seconds to speak. Please begin speaking.
Okay, I think that it depends of the situation. Sometimes it's good to hear about to positive and negative news. For example, in 2020, uh, all, all people were in quarantine. I remember that my family and I every day uh, we watch the news and we watch the number of the deaths for COVID were increasing every day. So I think that it was my family were very worried, and we didn't know what or how we could live in the next month because we were in the city. So on the maybe um, we were stressed at the same time. Oh, my time is up, teacher.
Yes, yes, it was. as I told you, you have the time in here, right? So it already passed, right? I didn't interrupt you because I want to see how was your speaking, right? But it was great, Astrid, but I'm not sure if they're going to accept the answer like it depends on the situation, or if you're going to say it, maybe you could say, I'm not sure. It depends on the situation, but in my opinion, I think that, or I agree, okay? So as we don't have too much time, we have to do it. If you have more ideas, you have to do it fastly, but fluently, right? Your flow needs to be in the middle, we could say, like that. Entonces, si bien los 45 segundos no son mucho, tenemos que tratar de hacerlo en el tiempo, ¿ok? Y es cuestión de saber cuándo ya va a acabar el tiempo, cosa de que tú, a medida que vayas viendo el timelapse, que se encuentra en esta parte de acá abajo, y bueno, entonces ahí vas a poder controlar si es que necesitas hablar un poquito más o necesitas hablar un poquito menos. Ahora, en cuanto a tu respuesta en sí, una cosa que te van a pedir es seguir las instrucciones. Es decir, que si te dicen, ¿estás de acuerdo o en desacuerdo? No creo que sea válido dar una respuesta en el medio. Creo, no sé, right?
Es como
Podrías
blanco o
decir,
negro.
exacto, porque te califican qué tal sigues las instrucciones. Puedes decir, sí, es cierto que se puede decir, depende de la situación, pero yo estoy de acuerdo o yo estoy en desacuerdo. Porque pienso que es bueno informarse. Por ejemplo, cuando estábamos en cuarentena, no, veíamos noticias buenas para tratar de sentirnos mejor y saber que había una esperanza. I don't know. Entonces, en lo que has dicho ya se han pasado los 45 segundos, ¿ok? Te decía, un tip es ver el timelapse, pese a que sí es cierto que a veces te pone un poco nervioso, nos pone nerviosos, pero tratar de desarrollar nuestra idea y concretar con los 45 segundos que nos piden es importante, porque también es seguir una instrucción. Entonces, en cuanto al tema del speaking, no he notado algún problema de speaking. They was y luego cambiaste por they were, ¿ok? Si no estoy mal, creo que se escuché. Entonces, hay que tratar de ser súper cuidadosos con lo que vamos a hablar, porque claro, acá si ya me he equivocado, no hay problema, pero ya al momento de decir el speaking, porque vas a grabar un audio, ya no hay vuelta atrás, ya no puedes hacer el audio, ¿ok? Son problemas que sí se pueden resolver y todo se trata de concentrarnos en nuestra respuesta. Entonces ya, desde el día lunes vamos a ver un poquito más del reading, que también es súper importante. Nos muestran, creo que 3 textos, entre básico, intermedio y avanzado. Tenemos que saber entender las instrucciones, entender las preguntas. Entonces, so I don't know if you have any question.
Sí, en la sección de listening siempre son 45 segundos. No hay como, perdón, en el speaking.
Sí, en realidad te dan 6 audios, ¿ok? De los 6 audios, estas son las preguntas que avanzamos, que son las independent questions. Estas independent questions te dan 15 segundos de preparación, 45 segundos de respuesta. Una vez que terminas estas, que se dividen en fácil, intermedio y avanzado, las preguntas son un poquito más complicadas. Continuamos con las otras 3, que son las integrated questions. Estas integrated questions te dan 20 segundos para preparar, dependiendo qué tan complicado sea la pregunta. A veces te dan un poquito más, como por ejemplo 30 segundos de preparación, pero no te dan más de un minuto para que puedas hablar. Y ya ahí puedes explayar y tomar notas. Incluso, me acuerdo que te dan nuestras integrated questions, que son textos académicos. Pueden o no pueden. Me acuerdo que me dieron a un audio de escuchar entre una recepcionista. It was about a library, right? The librarian and a student. Era entre la señora que recepciona en librería y un estudiante. Entonces era súper fácil, ¿ok? Y entonces te dan audios, te van a dar algunas partes para que puedas leer si no estoy mal. Entonces esas 3 preguntas que son integradas, tienes un minuto para responder y tienes 20 segundos a 30 segundos para preparar tu respuesta. Entonces eso ya implica tomar notas y demás. Pero en total son 6. Y la respuesta es que sí, te dan más de 45 segundos para responder. So, I don't know if I solved your question or if you have maybe another one.
No, teacher, eso era todo revisar más. Sí. Por ejemplo, pienso que es muy cortito los 45 segundos para poder dar en tu respuesta. Mm,
Sí,
bueno,
eso es cierto, pero lo que siempre se recomienda es eh, decir, de acuerdo o estoy en desacuerdo por una razón y un ejemplo. Con eso se concluye. Ahora, la diferencia es que tal vez si tienes muchas ideas, ya ahí se vuelve un poquito más complicado, no sabes qué idea vas a utilizar. Pero es cuestión de que en esos 15 segundos tomes ventaja y pienses rápidamente, incluso cuando vas respondiendo, cuando por ejemplo dices, I agree with the following statement about some people think it's better to read, y ya está ahí cortas. Entonces de ahí ya se te va apareciendo las ideas, qué idea principal podrías tener. Pero es cuestión de acomodar tus palabras al tiempo, de hablar un poquito más seguido, eso es importante. Ayer te había mencionado evitar porque primero se pierde tiempo y segundo se podría interpretar mal, ¿no? Entonces, hay que tener mucho cuidado y tomar de ventaja los 15 segundos para poder encajar en los 45 segundos de speaking. Pero no te preocupes, te voy a traer unos ejemplos, más o menos. Te voy a pasar el link también para que los puedas escuchar y ver de qué manera en realidad se puede responder, de encajar en los 45 segundos. ¿Ok?
ok, muchas gracias. Gracias.
All right. Es cuestión de práctica, no te preocupes, lo vamos a ir perfeccionando. ¿Ok? Y ahí acabamos estas integrated independent questions, and then we're going to continue with those integrated questions, y que bueno, son académicas, entonces un poquito más complicado. Por eso primero hay que perfeccionar las independent, que son las más fáciles, entre comillas, y luego ya continuamos con los académicos. Pero no te preocupes, vamos a ver paso a paso y vamos a tratar de perfeccionar lo más que se pueda. ¿Ok?
Ok, teacher. Ok.
All right, thank you, Astrid. Thank you for your attention. I launched the poll. Can you please fill it? And that will be everything for today.
Okay, teacher, thank you and see you on Monday, right?
Yes, on Monday, right? Have a great weekend.
And bye, teacher.